Hello everyone and welcome to Sapporo in Japan and the ZEN-NOH World Women's Curling Championship 2015. Sapporo is the political, economic and cultural capital of Hokkaido, which is on the northern island of Japan. It's a popular winter sports destination, but also attracts visitors all round for its fantastic entertainment, food and its countryside. We're here in the Tsukisamu Gymnasium for the semi-final stage, and lining up here we have Canada against Russia, the winners playing Switzerland in the gold medal game tomorrow. Canada beat Russia in the round robin, but lost out to Switzerland this morning. Intriguing game for you. Live commentary coming up from me, Alison Walker, and alongside me, Richard Harding. The teams being introduced to the crowd, and a decent crowd in for this semi-final game. Looking forward to all the action between these two teams. Crowd giving the teams a warm round of applause ahead of this game. And Canada will be disappointed not to get to that final at the first time of asking. Can they do it this time? So those are the lineups for you in this semi-final game. Players shake hands. Time to get a quick word with Richard as to how he thinks this one will go. There's the standings first of all. Switzerland leading the way, 11-1. Canada qualifying in second position. Russia third, and Scotland await the outcome. And the remaining positions key in terms of ranking points towards further competitions. But Norway managing to get that one victory. There's the playoff format, Richard.
Well, that shows that Canada, of course, losing to Switzerland in the 1-2 game. They now meet Russia. And Russia defeating Scotland last night. The semi-final is always an interesting dynamic because Canada are coming off a loss from earlier today, Russia coming off a win from last night. So that does have mental repercussions in terms of this game. And it may play themselves out. Probably, if anyone's going to cope with that better or the down of having lost, then Jennifer Jones and all her experience will help. But nonetheless, they have been defeated twice by Switzerland to reach this point.
And in terms of energy levels, how will that be after having played a game early this morning? All that to be determined. There's the lead player, Katarina Galkina, for Russia. From Moscow. full-time curler. Been on this team for 10 years, since 2000 she started curling, so she's been curling a long, long time. A very established member of this team and a key member of this team.
So top of the 8-foot circle for
Galkina.
For Galkina.
And this is Dawn McEwen, yep, the Canadian lead.
Make sure you're here.
Lives in Winnipeg in Canada.
Hard, hard, hard. Hard, hard, hard. Good spot, Dawn. Good.
And the corner guard, established by Dawn McEwen. Just where Jennifer Jones wanted it, around about halfway from the hog line to the house.
Russians, of course, have had a bit more relaxed build-up to this game, awaiting the outcome of that match-up this morning to see who they would have played. Of course, Canada beat them in the round robin. Does that play on the minds at all, Richard?
I think it probably does a little bit with the Russian team. There are many teams, even good teams, that when they come to play Canada in any event, they don't think they can beat them. We'll see if Russia have got past that stage of their thinking process. They'll be helped with their coach, Roger Schmidt, who is highly experienced and will have prepared them mentally as well as technically for this type of experience that they're now having.
I think overall Canada definitely have the lion's share of wins over Russia. I think they've won the last 3 meetings with them. Squeezes past that guard.
Well, nice shot, but the yellow stone of Russia still lying just in front of the 4-foot circle. Alexandra Saitova, second player for Russia.
She's just 22, but seems to have been curling forever. Also from Moscow. Won gold at the University Games in Granada in Spain earlier this year. So she's had a good start to the year. I'm sure they would want to continue. This team won the bronze medal at the World Championships in St. John last year. Can they go better than that? And this is Jill Officer, who's 39. Nearly 30 years of curling under her belt. Also from Winnipeg in Canada.
Sorry. Good.
So trying to remove both the yellow stones of Russia. Catching the first one, but just missing the second. So that guard will remain there. And Saitova being asked just to replace that.
Just keeping a close eye on it.
Well, it's really too far because it allows a more straightforward attempt at taking the 2 shots away.
There's a reminder of the rules of play. 8 ends minimum. 30 minutes thinking time. And the coach interaction, of course. So this guard's going to disappear now. Almost catches that other red.
Well, that was a mistake from Jill Officer. Not only did she miss taking the guard away, but she left her shooter blocking the line in as well on that side of the ring. So things looking Pretty good for Russia to try and steal a point in this first end. Canada have the last stone advantage here. And with the setup at the moment, they're going to need it.
Margarita Fomina, third player for Russia, 26-year-old from Moscow. She's had a fantastic week, been one of the most consistent players here, and a big reason why Russia have got this far in the competition.
So Jennifer Jones persisting with the attempts to remove this clutter out in front.
And that's down to Caitlin Laws, the third player, 26 years old.
Nice shot, Caitlin. Very nice.
Wow, good play from Caitlin Laws. She clears out all the short guards, and the benefit was they were all close to each other, so it wasn't such a hard shot as it perhaps looked. She pops Russia in for another shot into the house, but nonetheless, she's got the play into the house. Now, this shot from Fomina, important for it to guard effectively. Well, a straight hit on the nose here will see that Russian stone on the 4-foot circle removed, because it will bump the first stone onto the second, onto the third, and finally onto the Russian counter.
That's the plan anyway.
Roll it right over, Don.
That's a little wide here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hits and runs.
No. Sorry.
Well, trying to make sure we have a draw
Don
pass there.
came quick.
You know, another look at this.
Sorry, I got really
And that was a biggish shove at the end there, and in doing so pushes the stone fractionally wide.
Yep, she kind of knew it, I think, because she released it.
Of course, it catches the wide side of the yellow Russian stone. With these kind of shots, I don't know why you wouldn't play a little bit less weight and have a little bit of control with the sweepers.
So we're on to the skip stones now. This is Anna Sidorova, the Russian skip, 24 years old, 10 years a curler, 5 years on this team. This team silver medalists at the European Championships a couple of months or so ago.
Well,
yeah, that tells it all, that face, doesn't it?
well, it might end up not being a bad shot, depending what happens with this one.
8.5. Yeah, okay.
But I suspect that Jennifer Jones knows if she hits the first stone on the nose, it will trigger through the next two and end up removing the Russian stone on the
Try to roll it behind that corner.
4-foot circle. Because the stones are so close, if she can hit this front one more or less dead centre, then she can't fail to remove the yellow Russian stone.
So
Leave
we'll see
Canada lying one.
where it connects. This is the Canadian skip. Jennifer Jones, who's 40.
Big weight. Big weight at this. Needed to curl a bit. And that was the danger of putting the guard too far up, which is what Sidorova did.
We still have a shot now.
So with the first stone of Jennifer Jones. Finally, Canada have got the house opened up. She spills out 2 Russian counters, leaves her own shooter on the wing. And nice shot from Jennifer Jones. So here, this one's a little bit difficult. If you draw too much and catch your own yellow stone, you're in serious trouble. Gives Canada a chance to get multiple stones at the first end. Panicky sweeping here. She mustn't catch the guard, whatever she does. Well, needed to roll further, I think.
Yep, those are very gettable for Jennifer Jones.
Not such a hard shot to remove both these stones for Jennifer Jones. It's not dissimilar to the last stone of the semi-final game, although the 2 stones were placed further apart. Sorry, the 1-2 playoff game when Canada met Switzerland earlier today. The angle's just exactly the same as this one, but it was with 2 stones that were a good deal further apart than these 2 are. So this is not overly difficult for Jennifer Jones.
And if she makes it, it will just ease things just a little bit in her mind, just settle her down after the first end. Let's see how she does.
Yep, hard. Oh, yep, yep, hard. Sit.
Well, you mustn't leave Jennifer Jones a shot like that because she's going to make it most times.
Yeah, she'll take those all day. Jennifer Jones, the Canadian skip. Great start for Canada. There we go. Absolutely spot on. Leaving the 2 reds lying.
Didn't see you forget your
So
first.
And after
Canada.
the first end, Canada 2, Russia 0.
Line's good.
So we're into the second end of our featured game, this semi-final game between Canada and Russia.
Line's holding. You're good. It's going to cross center, but you're good.
The ZEN-NOH World
Line's
Women's
good.
Curling Championship
You're gonna cross
2015.
for sure.
Alison Walker and Richard Harding bringing you live commentary. Great to have your company.
Need full force.
Set for an intriguing duel between these 2 teams. And it's first blood to Canada. And left with a relatively straightforward shot for 2 from Jennifer Jones in the last end. So let's see what Russia can build here, Richard.
Well, Russia got off to the first end, off in the first end to a great start. But they absolutely failed to capitalise with the guards that they played being too far up into the house or towards the house. And of course, it eventually left Caitlin Laws the chance to clear them
Really
all out
tight.
with
I don't
one stone.
mind in. Really, really tight.
With that number of guards, they should have had the
That's
much
super
better
long,
spread,
so- Okay.
stopped Canada getting anywhere near them.
You got it.
So it led to what's essentially a 3-point swing, because Russia looked set for a single-point steal potentially, and instead Canada came out with 2.
Make sure, guys. Line's good. Line's good, guys. Really tight. Line's good.
These are the Olympic champions, after
Clean it.
all.
Wait a sec.
You can't give them anything.
Clean it. It's okay if we're in.
I think it's in.
Sweep it if you can. Look.
Okay, that's good.
Good. Brushing.
So Jennifer Jones quite happy to play this game in the house if she can, having a 2-point lead at this stage.
Привет. Привет.
Хороший вес!
Воу, внимание.
Четыре! Свинья очень надо! Свинь! Свинь!
Да-да-да, надо до конца.
Очень надо,
Ролл
очень
надо.
надо.
Да,
Свинь,
еще, еще,
свинь,
ролл. Свинь. Свинь, сейчас ролл.
Роу.
Еще,
Давай.
еще.
I like it.
Here.
So clear the guard away and roll the shooter.
Yep. Really hard.
Across to provide
Whoa! No!
Oh, easy. Whoa.
potentially cover for the stone in the forefoot. Well, just too far.
Yep, she's
We would have been quite happy
apologised.
to leave that shooter lying there, but guarding her stone, just biting the forefoot circle.
45.
So Saitova, second for Russia.
Свинь!
Second stone for Jill Officer,
Whoa!
Canadian second.
No!
A bit wayward with her first.
Oh, no. You gotta kill the yellow dawn. I got it.
Oh, yeah. Go.
Good weight, Julie.
Well, nice controlled weight and managed to roll the played stone out to the 12-foot circle.
Hey, Julie. Nice weight. Wait, okay?
Saitova just being asked to remove that.
And the Russians have medalled in the last 3 events they've played in. We always expect them now to be there or thereabouts, gaining more and more experience, this team. And they do play a lot in Canada as well, don't they, Richard, with the experience they're gaining out there.
Yes.
And that's a
well,
nice finish. Nicely positioned.
That's what I didn't really think of a lot. No. Say 4.5.
So we saw the stone placed all similar kind of line to that one, the last stone being tapped out. That's it lying on the back there. And this time Caitlin Laws having
Wait
another
on
go
me,
at it.
Gabriel.
Got the
Wait.
rock timer on this.
Well, wait on me. Wait close, Jen.
Moving.
Yeah, if you can.
There we go.
Should be 13 point something. Well, a little bit slow here.
They're working hard to get it there, and that's a really good end result.
Definitely not the plan. They're looking to get that shifted out of there. They're leading by 2, lying 3 shots in the house, and this stone ends up short.
Oh, that couldn't have been closer.
It's way short of distance. Needed to get the white stone out the back,
Мне кажется, либо уже идти туда, либо центр чистить.
or in the worst case, freeze right onto it. But
Я большого смысла не вижу сюда вести. Мы все равно ближе не сделаем. Надо почистить. Я в роли не вижу.
that stone of
Если не
Caitlin Law's
получается, она еще заводит.
narrowing the area for Russia to score 2 points here by being right into the 4-foot circle. If we end up going through the end, similar
Сюда.
to the way it stands at the moment.
Watched on by the coaching team and the alternate there.
8.
There
Да,
he
ну
is,
нужно,
the
чтобы они
national
оба уходили, и
coach,
короче был.
Roger Schmidt. Seen a great improvement in performances and results from this team.
Свип очень, свип, 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 свип. Оу, 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 оу.
So Sidorova deciding it's too dangerous to leave these guards in front like this, and she's quite right with that. But that shot from Fomina failing to move both the guards.
It's all very technical now, Richard, isn't it? Every move, every shot, everything is plotted.
You have half at least?
I have 3/4.
And there's
Kinda
Wendy
wait till
Morgan,
it's firm.
the coach
The thinner the
for
better.
Canada, came in last
Thinner the
summer
better, yep.
after
Anywhere though from like
former coach
half,
retired.
and that's it.
Okay.
certainly added another dimension to this Jennifer Jones team. She was and is still involved with the wheelchair program in Canada.
Hard! Hard! Hard!
So Caitlin Laws then going for the
Hard! Good.
take out of the yellow, doesn't mind moving her shooter, and leaves Canada now lying 3.
He throws Caitlin.
Great shot from Caitlin Laws.
I think so.
She will pass the guard by a bit, calling for the line, catches the red stone onto the yellow, just pushes it half behind the guard and rolls her shooter. So Sidorova needs to move 2 red stones here.
And that's down to sight of that. Nicely done too.
9.5 here, I think. Okay.
Got it. Go way over again. In the middle.
Heard Jennifer Jones there talking about 9.5. Just remind people, Richard, what that means.
Well, it's just they have a number code to decide the speed
Big roll's pretty good too,
they're going to
Caitlin.
throw the shots at. That gives the message about how much ice they would want to take to throw at that pace.
So these are the skip stones now. First one from Jennifer Jones, the 40-year-old from Winnipeg, a lawyer by trade.
Whoa! No. No. Yeah, back 12, go. No, you're good, Caitlin. Whoa.
Just want to get that shot as far away from the other one as she can.
Good, Jen.
Is it far enough?
Well, the further away, the better when it comes to an attempt at a double takeout.
Oh, no. Is it always half?
Galkina was indicating the freeze on that back red stone by Sidorova. Russians trying to score 2 points to get the score back onto even terms here if they can, but they're going to need both of Sidorova's shots to do that.
Да, чуть поменьше мне хочется. искать. Аккуратно, аккуратно. О,
Пошвесть, отвалит.
о, девочки, нет, совсем.
4
О,
за.
линии много.
6 за.
Саш, пока
Вес
не...
много очень.
Пока вообще
посильнее.
не всего.
Это очень сильно.
Срать? Знаю.
Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Keep her going, keep her going. Go, go,
Now,
go.
it's a poor shot from Sidorova. It certainly didn't need any sweeping. Needed to curl a bit more and to freeze onto that red stone. This gives Jones a bit of an opportunity to make Sidorova's last stone more difficult.
Top baby then.
Sidorova stone, not really all that well judged, was it?
Okay, you need to be 8 foot
Well,
for sure.
it wasn't very well judged, but I don't think it was played that well either. I think it was a little bit on the wide side,
Good here, hey? Not as fast as this one.
the missing side on that stone she was coming towards. So
Really bite.
2 stones remain here in the second end. This one from Jennifer Jones, and of course the last stone from Sidorova, which she could well need once Jennifer Jones is finished with this.
And the end going very much Canada's way so far.
Room, Julie, I think it's there.
And this could make life even more difficult for Anna Sidorova,
It's close.
depending on where it finishes.
We're there, Caitlin, we're there.
Needs to curl, Jill.
Off if you can.
We can get off. We're
Go
full
late is
four.
all you need for sure.
It's trying to come down a little. No, it's T-line.
No, no.
Oh, no, no, she says.
Well,
Couldn't believe it was going
Good
that
bit.
far. Sorry, Jen.
too far up to cause
Believe it was going that far.
the maximum difficulty for Russia.
Still tricky.
And
Нет, подожди.
Sidorova has
Если
to move
чётко
that
это,
back.
то не будет, скорее всего.
Just looking at the angle, if she
Надо
pushes it straight back, will it jam on the red stone at the back and lie first shot? It probably will if she jams it just straight into the middle of the back stone. So Canada lying 3 points here, 3 shots here. They already lead 2-0. So this is an important shot from Sidorova. She's obviously going to play it at some speed because where the brush is against the stone isn't very far away. If she was playing in a draw weight, it would curl much more because it's going slower. So here is Sidorova. Controlled weight take out. And by the early sweeping, she might be a little bit inside the line.
Нет, 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 нет. Sweep!
Well, that was exactly the danger that we mentioned.
Oh
And
dear.
it will be 1 to Canada.
She shakes her head.
And actually that was misjudged from the off because they swept, they didn't sweep.
Maybe something we didn't.
A couple of poor throws from the Russian skip have led to that score.
Looks like she has to make the double at least.
Yeah.
But I just
And no wonder Canada are smiling.
Yeah,
After
just
2 ends,
a little-
Canada 3, Russia 0.
a little better.
To me, it's normal nice. It's not like this morning. It's just nice. Okay. I think we go in here. Okay. Yep. Try to make John cool.
So, welcome to our live coverage of the ZEN-NOH World Women's Curling Championship 2015. This is the semi-final game between Canada and Russia.
Just nice
Alison
curls,
Walker and
not
Richard
going
Harding
crazy.
bring you all the
Got you,
action
line's good.
from the Tsukisamu Gymnasium here in Sapporo in
It needs to
Japan.
stop.
We've had a fantastic week. And this is the business end now. This is when the medals are decided. And what a start for Canada, Richard.
Yes, Canada have got have got off to a fast start here, leading 3-0 in 2 ends. But it has to be said that it's loose play by the Russians that have let them into this position, particularly in the first end.
Yeah, the final 2 stones in the second weren't great from their skip.
Well, you can't play shots as loosely as Sidorova has against someone like Jennifer Jones, reigning, of course, Olympic champion from last year's games in Sochi. Dawn McEwen then. Just happy to play a guard full up into the front of the house with this shot that she's already played, lying
It looks like it's all here.
tee high.
Unless it really starts to dive here.
And if anything, this stone a little bit too far, but
No.
better that way than too short when you're leading 3-0.
No, you're good, you're good. Good.
Well played by McEwen.
Свип, девочки, свип, очень, свип. Свип! Свип, удержай, свип! Свип, еще. Это 3 подгарки.
Well, the attempted double not working, leaving a Canadian stone in the back of the house. Jennifer Jones will be aiming to try and steal another point or two if she can. Leading 3-0. Last stone advantage belonging to Sidorova. But that error in the last end where she jammed the Canadian stone on the back shot, leading to the steal of a point. Something we warned about before she played it.
No. It's not bad. No. She's got to sit. 9-7. Good. Go solid. Caitlin.
Good shot from Jill Officer on this occasion. Hits and sticks in the front of the house. And forcing Sidorova to get to Saitova to remove this shot.
Свип. Свип, девочки, до конца. Да. Свип! Надо. Еще.
Hits and rolls, but not quite far enough.
Yeah, I don't mind it at all.
Well, not bad, but Jennifer Jones far too experienced to be attacking the stone in the house, going for the guard and hoping to
Whoa, clean.
run it out and the shooter.
Nice throw, Jill.
And then she's got the game transferred back into the house again. So Russia lying, Canada lying 1 on the back of the 8-foot circle.
Полностью он в 5.
Я думаю, лайн вес достаточно будет.
6, там еще на свете.
Fixed look of concentration from Saitova.
Здесь хороший вес.
See it curling now.
Well, that's a poor shot. The last thing you need to do is have the two stones so close to one another that Canada can remove them relatively easily with one shot. Caitlin Lawes, the executioner of this one. Her first stone here in the third end then. Canada already 3-0 ahead.
And she'll eat these types of shots up all day, Caitlin Lawes. Away they go.
And you heard Jennifer Jones saying want the shooter to go as well. She's quite happy to have very few stones in play here. She's leading 3-0. The only thing that can harm her really is a build-up of shots to give Russia the chance to get round behind short guards or freeze onto something. If there's nothing there, they can't do very much.
Margarita Fomina. Can she get something moving for Russia? Need to start creating if they can.
Well, I suppose it's not bad, but at the end of the day, it's not very challenging for Caitlin Lawes to remove it. And in fact, Jennifer Jones will be quite happy if both these stones go out and the shot that Caitlin Lawes is playing also runs out the house.
Not really taking the game to Canada. Canada dealing with absolutely everything that's thrown at them at the moment.
They're not being challenged that heavily.
Job done.
She won't mind that either, particularly.
Second stone for Saitova. Fomina. Apologies. And it gets rid of the red. Yellow one disappears as well.
Well, I think really Sidorova had to try and get Margarita Fomina to draw to that, freeze onto it, make life a little bit tougher for Jennifer Jones.
So Sidorova not making the right decisions at the moment.
Well, this is a breeze for Canada at the moment, so they're not being challenged.
Skip stones.
Really moving. You're holding it though. Looks like it's sliding still. Yep. Go, go, go.
So Jennifer Jones just drawing into the house, an empty house.
Yep, no stones in play. Suits her very well indeed.
Play a
Not
nice
looking
shot in there.
Too
And here
happy,
we are,
Russia.
once more at the last end. The danger here for Russia was to jam the Canadian stone onto the back second counting shot, leaving it lying first stone ahead of this one that she played. And that's exactly what she did. Poor play, poor execution, and wrong sweeping judgment. Nothing right about it, really. So
And that gave Canada a 3-0 lead. And it's not looking great for Russia in this end either.
no, the other thing that showed in the last end was that they're not sharp. They should have seen that a mile off. They seem to be going through the motions rather than providing a stalwart opposition to Jennifer Jones at the moment. Of course, they are catching her on the backlash from having lost to Switzerland earlier.
But is it that whole thing about belief? Can we beat Canada? Can we beat the Olympic champions? Does that play on the minds?
Well, I think it is, but they look flat, the Russian team. They don't look up for it. By contrast, Jennifer Jones is certainly up for it.
10-7.
The body language, the wanting to get going, get on with it. looking very energised.
So last stone now in this third end. Russia will be hoping to hit and roll out to retain the advantage of the last stone and try and score more than a point in the next end.
That last stone then. And it's
And another
staying
mistake
there,
from
so
Saitova.
yep, nothing is working out for Anna Sidorova at the moment.
I beg your pardon, from Sidorova.
So they do take that point whether they like it or not. It now makes it, after 3 ends, Canada 3, Russia 1.
Ну, конечно, в любом случае, сразу же он повалил. Я думала, за счет веса, может, удержит.
Я не делаю себе.
Ну, как бы я этого удовлетворила.
This is the World Women's Curling Championship 2015 in the Suki-Salo Gymnasium, normally used for ice hockey and was used for the 1972 Winter Olympic Games in Sapporo, but has been converted into a wonderful curling facility here in Sapporo. And after a busy week of action, we're getting to the medal stages. And this is the semi-final between Canada and Russia. It's 3-1 to Canada. And that has been the whole story, all about Canada so far. And playing very much within themselves. So we'll see what happens in this end. Will it change?
So Jennifer Jones now back with the last stone advantage, which was what she was hoping would happen in the last end, and it did. So Russia starting off with a center guard in the middle.
Line's good. Make sure you're full 8x4. Curling. Looks like
The placement of this first stone from Dawn McEwen is important.
Go.
Jennifer Jones wants it further in than that. That's definitely not what she had in mind, because it gives a chance now for the Russians to come round behind and have it double guarded.
The girls worked hard with their sweeping, but they could only take it so far.
Poor shot from McEwen for that one.
Katerina Galkina, the lead for Russia. It's 86% for the tournament. Has been a very consistent player for Russia this week. Russia have topped all the stats. Overall, 81%.
Well, great line she had there. Problem was it's just a fraction heavy, and of course it allows the Jones team, Dawn McEwen, to just follow the stone down and freeze onto it, and with that she will, if she plays it perfectly, she will be right on the button. So
she's even better. She's 88%. Dawn McEwen, the Canadian lead.
You got room, but line's good. T-line, guys, T-line. Hard, guys, hard. Oh, come on.
I'm not sure she's got this one quite right.
Rub off. Come
Oh,
on.
it's the second short one.
Oh,
That's
you got rub off, Jill. Go.
really a poor shot from Don McEwen.
Okay. Okay.
Hear the sigh there.
Yeah, I would stay down at the other end at the moment.
Yep, she's not happy with that.
No, and rightly so.
Alexandra Saitova, Russian second, 80%. And you'd expect all these players to have decent stats by the time they get to this stage, or I guess they would be at this stage. So
За пока. Точно за. Сильнее, чем Катькин. Пока не очень садится. За него?
This one just going to draw nicely at the end and freeze the back one. Well, very good shot. Just passed the guard by a little bit more than she perhaps wanted, but it curled up quite a bit at the end.
Hair high. 7-8.
And Jones has decided, I'm not having any more of this. Let's get the front cleared out now that we have the chance beyond the lead stones.
and that's down to you, Jill Officer, the second player. A wee bit down than our teammate, 76%.
Whoa! No! Jeez, Jill.
Yeah, another groan from Jennifer Jones.
So last stone of the third end, we see Saitova trying to hit and run out. And she hits and sticks. So Jones effectively forcing the single point out of the Russians.
Нет.
Happy at that stage. Less happy here. Canada at the moment in a bit of a mess.
Could there be a little opening for Russia here?
So another good shot from Saitova. This time with better weight in front of the house.
I think I like throwing weight at it. Okay.
And the angles on the front two Canadian stones, what she's going to hit, are not going to allow the removal of any of the Russian stones. But Jones has got to get these shots out of the way if she's going to get a chance to hit her opposition stones in the house. Oh, my goodness.
And that's a pretty good result if you're Canadian.
Well, I have to say I didn't see that. Thought she was cleaning out the two Canadian counters. Fantastic shot. Have another look at it. Well, we'll see it from this angle. That's the artistic angle. Now we can see the technical angle. Just look at how well she hit that stone onto the other ones. Of course, cleaning them all out apart from one Russian counter. Excellent play.
And could that be the end turning shot from Jill Officer?
Well, really nice shot there from Ekaterina Galkina. I beg your pardon, from Margarita Fomina. Having a bad time here with Margarita. That's you done it and me done it. So Jones now indicating the raise on the front red. Tried to remove the two yellow counters behind belonging to Russia.
That's down to Caitlin Laws, the third. Who's a wee bit down with her percentages compared to the rest. How will this one do? 1-2, and off it goes. The crowd enjoying that shot.
Yes, and satisfied she looked.
From the Canadian third.
And with good reason. Fantastic shot. Retains the shooter in the front of the house. Removes the two yellow Russian stones. Got the angles perfectly there. Just what Jennifer Jones ordered. So suddenly, from Russia lying 3, Canada lie 3. Sometimes
Changed.
that happens in an end.
Has changed in the space of a couple of shots.
Exactly. I was just going to say that. That's the Sidorova's probably thinking, what on earth happened there? I was lying 3 a minute ago, and now they're lying 3.
Yep. So
It doesn't happen that often in curling, just as quickly, but when it does, it can be a bit shattering for you.
So change in plan for Russia now.
Well, they're in trouble here because Canada have the last stone advantage. They've got to start hitting some of these Canadian stones, even though they trail 3-1. Needed to remove 2, really. That was what the aim was.
He was a bit away from that other red.
She actually, I think open is better.
Jennifer Jones sees the chance to get 2 points here, possibly even 3. And that would certainly put her in an unassailable position in this game after just 4 ends. We're not quite there yet, but that's where it's heading.
They're looking very confident. They're making the shots, Richard, and, you know, no matter what Russia do.
There's no question Jennifer Jones has come here to play in this semi-final game.
Great shot.
There we go.
Beautifully played from Caitlin Laws.
3 reds, 3 Canadian counters.
All 4 players from Canada looking sharp here.
Great shot.
Did you get that?
No problem at all.
Ну да,
Yes.
просто сейчас теперь уже точно так же, как камни стояли, когда ты делал.
Is the angle there?
Well, yes, taking the 2 out's no problem, but the difficulty here for Sidorova is she's facing a 2-point loss in this end, and that would put her 5-1 behind
Много.
against Jennifer Jones in this form. I don't think there's any way back from that.
There's
So,
not much she can do, though, about that in this end, is there?
well, now it's about trying to reduce the count against you. I think this is a mistake, what she's playing. She's changed her mind to play a freeze onto the shot in the 8-foot circle.
She's 78% for the tournament, Anna Sidorova.
Много лежать.
She hasn't got last stone here. She's lying 3 again. She's 3-1 down. And she thinks Jennifer Jones is going to miss a shot, even if it's perfectly played. I don't think so. And that's a feeble attempt, I'm afraid.
And that
Short
is,
of the house, guarding the 2 stones of Jennifer Jones.
that is not going to do anything in terms of stopping the inevitable in this end. She shakes her head. And Canada straight in there.
So there's only 1 more stone from Russia to come. But Jennifer Jones has 2, including the vital last stone advantage here in end number 4.
You guys like the peel? I don't mind that. Right now, she's got no choice, eh? Yeah. So I have to go right there. Yeah.
And the Russian camera recording this.
They might play this end a few times in terms of their video analysis and learn from it.
You guys like that? I like it.
It's just it's a fresh
think-
drop
yeah, I
off.
have a
If I
hard
really
time
knew
telling
this,
you what
if I
the
really
path
knew
would
this
be like.
speed,
Yeah, I'm with you.
just it's fresh, right? So I'm like,
So Jennifer Jones going for no risks whatsoever here. She knows if she can peel that guard off and run the shooter out of play, that Sidorova has a very horrible option with her next shot. And in fact,
Yeah, she doesn't need to be too clever here.
no, absolutely not.
Just needs to play safe. The Canadian skip at 77%.
She has the bit between her teeth in this game. She mustn't jam this onto the stones in the house. Ooh, well swept. Well, a little bit tight on the line there, curled a little bit, and of course it had the threat of hitting these Russian stones.
And that's where your sweepers come into play.
Sorry, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, it was like
I know.
Indeed, it was fine.
Yep,
At the
great
end
to
of
be
the
able
day.
to hear the reaction before and after shots.
So I don't think this is the right shot either. She's 3-1 down. The last shot, which was the same as this one, was a poor attempt. If she picks off the stone here and doesn't freeze perfectly, which is impossible to do anyway because it's having to come round that guard, she's going to lose 4. That's assuming she makes this shot.
It's a very, very risky shot from Sidorova. There you've got the timing on your left.
Well, it's almost as good a shot as she could play.
Yep, she played it as well as she could.
But I would have been trying for a double to reduce the count. As it happens, she's going to lose probably 2. But my goodness, did she have to play a perfect, almost perfect stone there to force Jennifer Jones to play for her 2.
And it was under pressure there though, so it was a good stone.
She certainly was.
And they can only watch and wait now. See what Jennifer Jones does with this last stone of the 4th end in the semi-final game.
Jones, the draw to the 4-foot circle for her pair here in the 4th end.
Oh no. There it goes. Yeah, a little bit for line.
Line's fine, but it's all you. All you.
Well, good weight, if anything, fractionally firm, but perfectly played, tee high. She has the draw weight in her pocket, and with that too,
Yeah, it's fine too.
Canada lead 5 shots to 1 after 4 ends. Russia in big trouble.
That's okay. Not that bad. It's a good guess. Sorry about yours. I thought you knew something I didn't on your teal.
Oh yeah.
Your first one,
No, I just thought, yeah.
Wait, you guys made 3 beauties after that, so I didn't think we were generating a deuce after that. So.
Okay, let's keep it going.
There's Team China's there as well, on the right. There are the numbers in this semi-final. 5-1 it all adds up to. It's been a semi-final that's all been about Canada. What a response from this morning's defeat from this Canadian team. And really, is that deficit catchable? That's the question.
Line's good. Gotta go, guys. Full 4. Full 4,
Don
Dilly.
McEwen gets us back underway.
You got it. Come on. Good shot, Don. Great brushing,
So
guys.
into the top of the 4-foot circle again for Don McEwen. Canada leading 5-1 and back to playing the game in the house if they can.
Вкусно. Средний. Вот. Саша первый всегда. Да. Сюда. Ты можешь.
Сколько было?
3.
Corner guard up for Russia. Jennifer Jones will try to
Line's tighter.
guard this
Leave
one
it if you can.
as close to the house as you can get, or just biting the front ring.
You're good. Gotta go. Bite the 8.
Really, Russia have to get something back in this end, Richard, or that is it, more or less, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, it might not be it against some opponents, but against Jennifer Jones in today's form, I think it certainly is.
Somebody's got a button pressed in that gallery, because I can hear them.
Есть, Саш. Есть. Просто протирай. Воу.
So the two corner guards out for Russia.
Should be good. Keep her going. Right out.
And now that the lead stones are past, Jennifer Jones going for the removal of the guards, getting the play back into the house, keeping it there. That's her main aim here.
Аккуратно.
Second corner guard re-established for Russia.
She must be feeling pretty good at the moment. And I'm not sure that she'll be feeling too great, but she must always believe there's a chance to get back into this game.
Drill officer removing that Russian stone from play. Sidorova will persist with the guard strategy for another shot or two at least, I think.
So everyone out to help. Drag this as far as they can. Caitlin Laws. After these yellow guards.
Well, great play from Canada. And the Russians being punished severely.
Sweep, sweep, sweep. Sweep,
So,
sweep.
Fomina being forced to remove these Canadian counters out of play, as many as she can anyway.
She manages to get a couple of them. Pretty good shot from Fomina.
Okay, just move it a rock. Same weight. Is that solid? If anything, but it wasn't bad. Where do I want to hit it? Like half? Half, yeah. Okay.
But it's a 5-1 lead, as you could see there, for Canada. We're only in the 5th end.
Clean. No. Hair less. Clean it.
I think she gave it more.
Clean, yep. Whoa. Clean. Nice. Yep. Yep. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep, 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 yep.
I've just got to... Second stone for Fomina.
Да-да-да, Саша.
Надо вес.
И отлично, вес.
Супер, свип.
Свип.
Супер, свип.
Certainly running out of stones in terms of building a decent score here, Russia. And this really does squeeze past that red stone for Canada.
Yeah, I know, because it looks more natural.
Yeah, let's just throw the inch. Like a 9.
Okay, you got it.
So first of the skip stones here in the 5th end.
Try to roll it right.
Canada leading 5-1. They are playing the red stones, of course.
Just don't let them.
This is a fairly straightforward shot for Jennifer Jones. Hit on the nose. She'll end up lying 3. At the moment, they are punishing Russia severely. And the Russians don't have anything very effective in their armament just now.
Yep, we haven't seen it so far. And Jennifer Jones
No.
doesn't tend to make a mess of these shots, but she's not quite happy. She wasn't happy there. She just felt it didn't curl enough. Went through the gap.
Well, a loose shot from
Sorry.
Jennifer Jones there.
Canada still lying 1 there.
Sorry, Caitlin.
The shot that Sidorova really has to play is to hit that red stone and roll off to the left as we look at it from the overhead camera, keeping the 2 yellows well spread apart from each other. And she has last stone advantage here. If she can make a good attempt at that, she could pick up 2 points.
That would certainly help the cause.
But she has to make the shots, and she hasn't been doing too much of that in this game so far. So that's the shot to play.
She has been given an opportunity here with that Jennifer Jones mistake. But can she take it?
Свип. Очень да, девочки, свип. Свип.
Свип, держать, свип! Свип, еще, да.
Обязательно.
Well, she hits, but the stones are close to one another. And not too complicated for Jennifer Jones to remove.
Yep, needed that wide separation to make this shot difficult for the Canadian skip. It should be relatively straightforward for her.
hard. Whoa! Whoa! Yes! Yes!
Bang, bang, and away they go.
Great shot, Jen. Let it go. Good brushing. Nice throw.
So another error from Saitova leading to this shot from Jennifer Jones. She makes the perfect double takeout, keeps her shooter in the front of the house to lie 1, and there's only 1 stone remaining for Russia. Again, Sidorova will have to hit and run out to retain last stone advantage, hope to pick up 2 at the next end. But that opportunity that she had there, it demanded that she hit and rolled away from the shot that she left.
So this is her last stone of this 5th end. A 5th end and 4, 3, 2, 1. She probably want to forget. Start again. Away it goes and hope for better in the 6th. Time to have a break and go in for a chat about why they are 5-1 down now, halfway through this game. And if you're Canada, you're feeling very satisfied indeed.
So Jennifer Jones here, last stone. In the first end, she picks up 2 for a 2-0 lead. And here, Sidorova a chance to get 1 back. She has to be careful, however, not to jam this stone of Canada's onto the back one and end up losing one. That's precisely what she does. So 3-0 behind now after two ends. On to the 4th end. Great chance here for Canada to take a commanding 5-1 lead. Jennifer Jones drawing to the 4-foot circle for her pair with that last stone in the 4th end. 5-1 then at the half-time break, and Canada dominant in this semi-final game.
And there are the stats after the first 5 ends. Really, it is all about Canada. The 1 stolen point percentages in every area up on Russia. And really, Russia just haven't really turned up tonight. And they've got a job on their hands in the second part of this game for sure.
Yeah, 89% is very good shooting.
I know. Oh, I'm not suggesting you give them any. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, the force is good, and then go back and get your 2.
And that's the Canadian alternate, Jennifer Clark-Ruier. Facing us. Some local Sapporo school children. Giving us some break time entertainment. And there is the Russian group with much to think about. Although still plenty of smiles all around there.
Well, the 5th player is there, the team coach is there, and the national coach is there. So all the support staff available to Russia are there. And that's the playoff arrangement so far. Canada playing Russia in this game in the middle of the screen. The loser will play Scotland in the bronze medal tomorrow, and the winner will go on to play Switzerland in the gold medal game in the afternoon here in Sapporo.
And it's looking like a repeat of the game they had this morning between Switzerland and Canada. But, you know, things can still change. Nice round of applause for the youngsters doing their stuff. And back to the serious business of this semi-final game between Canada and Russia.
So that's the score. Canada leading Russia 5-1 as we go into end 6.
And what will Roger Schmidt and Svetlana Kalalba, Richard, what will they have been saying to the Russian girls?
Well, they looked to were trying to keep their spirits up,
Wait
but
on Lee.
it'll be more than spirits up that they need here to transform this 5-1 deficit into a winning score.
Not moving.
They have to play a lot better than they did in the first half against the
Full forward, guys. Come on.
strong play of
Come on, guys. Full
Jennifer
forward.
Jones and her team from Winnipeg.
Come on. Fight the 8. Go.
The sixth end
Here for a second.
is the perfect time for Russia to get that score. It could make all the difference in terms of raising their game, their confidence. Just get a couple of shots to get a bit closer to Canada. And we will get an indication of their intent to do that very shortly.
Рита, да, для линии, Рита, стрим. Средний, ближний, средний. Для линии. Надо, Ветчик, для линии надо, чтобы подвалилось. Еще, Рита, еще.
So the corner guard
Это лучше не стало, да, после перерыва?
back up
Спасибо.
for Russia. Canada lying one in the front of the house.
Dawn McEwen with her second stone. She did 91% in this game. Fantastic stuff from McEwen.
If you can sweep it, that'd be great, but not if you're deep.
Stone placement been just about perfect.
Yeah, it looked like she threw lots and lots. Needs to sit. Yep. Okay, Dawn.
This needs to sit though, needs to stop. Kalkina, the Russian lead. She too has played well, but not quite as good
Рита первая.
as her opposite number.
Не, мне кажется, сам здесь, сам. Здесь нет вообще. Вообще.
Half rock. You got it, Jelly. Thick half.
So Jill Officer
Yes!
attempting to remove at least one of these guards and roll her stone out of play.
There was a wee shake of the head there
Sorry.
from Jill.
Okay, Jill. Okay.
Well, not quite what was on order. Helps Russia a little bit. Canada, of course, lying 2 in the house.
Не стоят под один и снять легко будет. С другой стороны, этот не хочу убирать, он нам как гард. Мне кажется, надо пробовать за него завести, наверное. Даже если она снимет гарда, у нас хотя бы какие-то варианты останутся. Их атака. Ну да, они могут через него играть очень хорошо. Пробовать оттолкнуть прям совсем сюда.
Троечком, да.
Даже если стей будет не так плохо. Конец 8.
So not a good situation for Sidorova again.
We've said that a few times in this game.
хочу.
А?
На 6 опять?
Главное не выбивать.
Saitova,
Да,
second
да.
player.
Семь, опять.
85% for this game, 80% for the tournament overall.
Не-не-не-не-не-не-не.
Well, I think Saitova just edged that stone out a fraction.
Не, пока много.
Well, not gaining a lot with that.
Come look.
It wasn't a nice situation for Russia there with two stones lined up the way they were,
Awful.
but
I think it goes into it.
I think perhaps what they had to do was draw around the front one and try and freeze onto the back one.
These are the
Tough
ones
shot
that
to
are gonna
play,
kill
but
us.
then
We'll
you're going to have
trouble
lots of
with
tough
that.
shots when you're 5-1 down, facing
We
these
wrap around and then
Canadians in this form.
I kind of like this.
You've got to make
Might
these
get it
shots
up then.
to get back
Yep.
into the game.
Think it might go into it, Jilly. Peel.
And the way the stones are lying at the moment, it's not challenging
Half?
at
No,
all
thicker
for
than
Canada.
that. About 3/4.
Closer to 3/4, it looks like.
Half isn't bad though. Half might just spin your shooter.
You got it.
So different options for removing these guards. If they can hit half, the shooter will run. Hit a bit more, both these
No.
guards will go.
She's 82%. She's certainly upped her game throughout. Played well, Jill Officer.
Wow.
Got her own guard there.
Well, that didn't go quite to plan.
And now we have one yellow lying.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of that over the last few ends, have we?
It's a bit of a novelty. There it is.
And Sidorova to play her her own colour of stone. Could have two yellows lying in a minute.
Well, they need to be able to take advantage of any small Canadian mistake.
Well, it's important here to get the line right and also not too hard, just into the rings and no more. What she doesn't want, which has been happening a lot, is placing the stones too closely together. And then it's really not that hard for Canada to remove them both. And, well,
On the nose if you can.
Jennifer Jones.
Yeah, the roll in front, we make the double. Do you like throwing here to roll it a bit or here to nose?
I kind of feel it's like bumper to manage it. I don't,
You wa-
it's like edge to edge, so.
Okay, throw here.
So important not to jam this yellow stone of Sidorova's onto the back red stone. Still in play.
No. Little quiet, I think.
Caitlin Laws, 93%, the best performer on the team. And can the best performer make the best shot here?
Clean. A little bit, Dawn. Okay. Good, nice shot. Good
Well,
weight,
well
Caitlin.
played, just threading that yellow stone out of play without disturbing the Canadian counter in the back of the house.
Guess it was good, Caitlin. I thought you were.
Yeah, I tapped it pretty.
Yeah, that was a tough line there from Laws. Margarita Fominat, 83% for this game against Canada, 81 for the tournament overall.
We're second. Okay,
Well,
go to there,
that's a kind of in-between shot.
or we roll on front top.
But
You want to come look?
the Russians need stones in play. And she was just trying to push the red one back.
Just afraid if
Probably
we
a
go here
fraction
and she
further.
taps. But I don't mind that. What do we have? We have a little bit of this.
Half of it, yeah.
It's not a big challenge though, because at the end of the day,
Just
they can
the
half
first
that
roll, like,
yellow
yeah,
stone
still
out.
freezes,
Yeah.
but at least we have that.
it's just the
I don't mind that. Do you like that?
Yep, this doesn't look as if they're
Tap, tap,
panicking
tap.
too much about anything.
Still want three to kind of play, like if we peel the guard.
I think I like rolling the other should do. Try to run. Yeah, she'll still freeze, and now I'm chasing. I don't think we can kill the guard.
Okay.
So it's either. Which one do you like?
I don't love grouping them, but I know
Yeah, I
either
kind of
both-
like this better. That was my first. I just didn't think you liked that. So.
Yeah, no, I just wasn't
Okay,
sure. What it
here.
looked like. Okay.
So that's how the decision was made. Vice skip returns
Like it.
to the other end of the sheet.
So Caitlin Laws doesn't like grouping them together, and I can understand that. And as it turns out, neither does Jennifer Jones. They just didn't know that the other one didn't think the same thing.
Communication,
Biting you or just out?
but they got
Now-
there at the end.
Well, now the plan is to hit this yellow one out and roll off to the left, away from the other Canadian counter to lie 2. At a controlled weight. Well,
Gotta go. Hard.
Easy.
Hard.
Whoa. Easy.
Yes.
the line all important to get this shot.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay, good.
Well, didn't roll very far. It's not going to do any real harm, but they were definitely hoping to roll it a bit further out.
Okay. Chickened out a little bit.
No, I did. Sure.
Нет, очень высоко. Наверное, надо просто ролл делать.
Jennifer Jones just saying it chickened out a little bit. They were not very trusting there to sweep the stone in case they lost it, run out the house on the wrong side. But as it turns out, they lie on the button.
Here's foaming up with the Russian response.
Well, if they were going to build anything, they've got last stone advantage here. They could afford to take some risks. They have to take some risks at 5-1 down, and I think she could just have tapped that back a fraction, left her shooter in the house, and made it tough for Canada to remove the Russian stone. As it is at the moment, that's not that hard for Jennifer
Even
Jones
if
to
we
do.
roll just a rock.
We'll hear what she says.
I like it.
Nose is okay. Make her make that double.
I like it.
That's that 10.
Yeah.
On the nose.
Roll a rock your way, Jill.
Okay.
It's the 10. Caitlin was a little strong, like a 9-8, so probably have a little bit less than that, I would think. It's just getting flat here, I think,
Yeah.
hey?
Taking a little bit more time.
Well, just suggesting the ice is getting a bit flat round at where the stone is sitting right now. It's a little bit sticky.
She's 90% in this game.
Yeah,
I think we've only seen one wayward shot from her. She's played very well indeed.
Nice, Jen.
Wanting to roll away.
Good, Jen. Good shot.
Maybe would have been better than
She does roll away, of course, so the two stones a little bit further apart. Now there's a chance here for a double from Sidorova. The problem she's got is that her stone in the house at the other end is only lying the third shot, so she's got to move both these Canadian stones. There's 3 stones remaining, 2 for Russia, who of course have the last stone advantage here because they're trailing 5-1, and 1 shot for Canada.
And Sidorova with her first stone. She's 60% for this game, which is Pretty poor, certainly by her standards.
This one looks as if it's on the nose, and it is. Well, not really what she wanted. It's not hard for Jennifer Jones to remove this one, and a good chance for her to roll her shot even further away from the red Canadian stone, already in place at the back there, lying second shot. So 5-1 Canada lead, and it's looking a bit like Russia will be forced to take a single point here.
It doesn't really help their case much.
Well, the worst thing about it is, of course, you're giving up the advantage of the last stone, where you're hoping to score multiple points. So Jennifer Jones, last stone in the sixth then.
Yep. Whoa. Clean.
She's played a controlled take-out weight on this one.
No. Sit down.
And will it roll to... Yep, it rolls to finish only in third shot position. And there's now a chance, if Sidorova can play it, to come down and just tap that red stone back a fraction. She has to pass her own yellow by next to nothing. Tap the red one at the back only a matter of an inch or two, and she will pick up two. Of course, as you can see from this low camera, that's the view she'll see from the hack, where she's going to be playing from, and she cannot see much of the red stone at the back at all.
This is a tricky shot for Sidorova.
That's a tough shot.
But she has to go for it. One is not an awful lot of use to her.
Well, she's going for the... She's not going for that shot at all. She's trying for the double. The slash double across the house. She made it. She's
Think she
not far
has.
away.
Great shot from Sidorova. Really up against it in that end.
Well, terrific play from the Russian skip.
And Russia needed that. And that will give them a lift. And it's also narrowed the gap after 6. Canada 5, Russia 3. Welcome back to our live coverage of the ZEN-NOH World Women's Curling Championship 2015. And our featured game, Canada against Russia, in the semi-final. The winners go to the final to play Switzerland. And we're into the 7th end. Alison Walker and Richard Harding bringing you all the action from the Sukusamu Gymnasium in Sapporo in Japan. And what a vital end that was for Russia. The previous one securing 2 points. And if they hadn't have managed that, it really was going to be so difficult to challenge Canada. But that will give them a lift, Richard, won't it, going to this end?
Well, it will, but it's important now, still trailing by 2 points without the advantage of last stone. It's really important to have a go at trying to conjure up a steal of a point here without the last stone. Try to junk up the front, put lots of stones out of in front of the house and get round behind them and keep them well spread apart.
Keep her going. Nice spot, Don.
And to date, Russia have failed quite badly at doing that.
Got to keep the pressure on here. Scored 2 points. Take the game to Canada. Ekaterina Galkina.
Ближе к ближнему.
Ближе, да, к среднему ближнему. Воу, воу, воу,
Ближний.
воу.
Нет.
Даже тэп. Может.
Все равно нет.
Тип-тип.
Well,
Говорю.
not good really, because when they get the chance, Canada will
Guess we go here.
I don't mind it.
Get 2 for 1.
get rid of these two.
Or we
Exactly.
try to move those guards a little bit, but top four.
I remember the last time we played out here. I don't think it'd be too bad. Nothing left either. Yeah.
So top four, the call for Dawn McCune with her second stone here. The draw around behind these guard stones to lie on the top of the 4 foot circle.
Keep her going, guys. Hard for line. Hard for line, guys. Hard! Hard! Get it in. Go, Caitlin. Go, go, go. Get it in. Go, go, go. Whoa, 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 whoa.
That's fine, Don.
Okay.
Надо постараться приз сюда, еще, чтобы еще партию бы понабрал вместе со своими, я думаю. Приз. А где он стоит? Он стоит полностью в белом. Нам нужно прижать.
Начало дома самое.
So Alexandra Saitova is trying to curl around behind on the in turn. Clockwise rotation will mean her stone will go from left to right as she views it from behind. This one's over curling, I think it's onto the guards. Well, that's really not the shot, I'm afraid. They're just not making the shots here.
I think we just got to peel and just have it jam. You want to come look? I'd rather it not jam like I'd rather go this way so maybe it doesn't deaden up behind that one. They're offset. Noses don't fit.
Oh yeah, they're gonna drag. See what?
It's going to drag big time. So I think we just go this way, try to get that off for a corner.
Move this, yes.
Okay.
As possible. It might wiggle off.
Yeah,
that,
you never
but-
know. Heel, Jill.
So clearing off the guards was the first priority, and that's what Jennifer Jones will try to do here.
Might make a double on their own, but at least just trying to move some things around.
Good chance of hitting their own shot, as you heard from Jennifer Jones saying.
No, no, no.
Jill Officer.
No, 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 no,
It's
no.
not
Catch
looking.
a little piece of the front one, I think. Yes.
Okay. Better.
Yep, not quite what they wanted.
Well, it opens it up a bit.
If couldn't really
see again that Canada's still live first shot, but the Russians have got 1 or 2 stones in play here, which helps. Have to make some shots now, though. Saitova requires to come around this stone. Her last attempt was short and ended up just providing another short stone in front of the house. And this one's short as well. Just putting up more guards. But they've not learned that putting them close to one another is just the wrong strategy. Jennifer Jones will
I like making that one. I do too.
remove at least one here, probably 2. So Jill Officer going for at least a double takeout.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa. No. Okay, that's fine.
Not happy with that either.
No.
They do get 1.
The Russians lucky to escape with only 1 stone going.
So they still have 3 yellows in play there.
So that second look shows how close it was to touching the stone on the top of the 12-foot circle, and if they had, it would have moved across towards that Canadian shot. So they're better missing that, keeping it further away. So Fomina, her first stone here in the 7th end. Just attempting to put another guard up. Again, bringing the stone quite far up.
But if you just peel it, it's fine. Okay.
Well, one of these times Canada are going to
No, it's thicker.
get 2 of the guards away because they're quite close together.
Yep, they've had a few goes at them. Let's see what happens this time with Caitlin Laws.
That's fine, Caitlin. Good.
Same as.
Здесь тоже может получиться у них.
I think Jennifer Jones is not too worried about peeling 1 guard away, because the setup at the front of the house, the further on we get here, the setup at the front of the house does not favour Russia. That yellow Russian stone, if they were to try to tap it onto the Canadian one, they're probably going to lose their shooter, so the most that's going to happen is Russia going to lie 1. They may have to raise the shorter guard on the left. We'll see in a minute. So, got the rock clock here. This is the hog to hog timing. 14.5.
Not going to get past that guard. The guards have proved hazardous for them. They haven't worked in their favour at all.
Even the roll is good. I kind of like the double, though. Do you?
Sure. What is it?
I think we want to make sure we stick around, Caitlin. The double's pretty hard by that guard. Throw here.
Okay.
Turn, you like the out?
Whichever one we know better. I've got lots of space, but yeah, just
I think this is good.
okay.
10.
So Jennifer Jones asking for the removal of that stone in the front 12-foot and just roll the shooter in behind the guard. More important than trying to go for the double. She wants to hold this stone in play.
Good, Caitlin. Nice.
Well, beautifully played.
Oh. Real good. Sorry, really tight ice cube.
No, and I didn't want to overthrow.
Yep.
Way too tepid. Nice shot, Saeed.
So Canada coping with the guards in front this time. Russia putting the guards up but not being able to capitalise. I think at one point they needed to try and draw behind all that to lie first shot. So Sidorova once again without last stone here in the 7th end.
Canada, who are lying 2.
Going for the straight raise on that front yellow to take both the Canadian stones out and lie 2. Very important to get the direction accurately here. Well, got one and rolled. She does lie first shot. Turned out relatively fortunate for Sidorova, that shot.
Or we go here.
Just got the roll into the
Yeah, 'cause if I
second
tap,
Canadian shot, but does end up lying first shot here.
that's probably where you'll end up on here.
And with it, it's more difficult to
Just need to embrace
remove that stone since it is guarded.
my nose. That's really hard.
Yep.
I like that better.
Okay. Got it.
Yep, she's made up her mind.
You guys like this, or would you rather draw around the corner?
Are they shot, I assume?
Yeah.
So the tap on the red stone is the aim here. That will make it tough for the Russians to get to outcount them.
It's pretty good. Yep.
So Jones with the first of her 2 stones here in the 7th end.
Good looking weight, but I think she's going to push that stone into the open. She does. And if Sidorova can play an accurate shot
Weight was
here,
really good, actually, hey? A little strong.
Wasn't
Sorry,
bad.
I was trying to let it...
Если что побольше, пусть везет тогда.
make it tough for Jennifer Jones to follow. It's not an easy shot that Anna Sidorova has on offer, but she has to tap that back and roll in behind the yellow guards if she can. Very difficult, accurate shot. But a chance to lie. To lie 2.
Пятерка! Вообще! Внимание! Свип! Свип!
Is that good enough?
Well, I don't think she's got quite enough roll on that to go behind the cover. The problem is that it's still open to Jennifer Jones to get to. So we'll see from above. She hits and rolls, but is it enough to get well hidden behind the short stones? No,
Not
that's
from
not.
that angle. Not from any angle, actually.
So Jennifer Jones can play a controlled takeout on this and hold her stone in the forefoot for a point.
Last stone of this 7th end. And
She doesn't want to hit and roll out, otherwise she'll give up a point to Russia.
should be happy just with the point.
So the line, important. It's pretty good, I think.
Yep. No worries there for Canada. Hits and sticks for one. And that'll do nicely if you're Canadian. Another end out of the way, I guess, as far as they're concerned after 7. It's now Canada 6, Russia 3. You're watching coverage of Canada against Russia from the ZEN-NOH World Women's Curling Championship 2015 in Sapporo, Japan, where the score is 6 to Canada, 3 to Russia. We're into the 8th end. Hope you're enjoying this one, this semi-final. Alison Walker and Richard Harding bringing you live commentary.
Well, Russia were trailing 5-1 at the halfway stage. They managed to get their 2, which helped a great deal in the 6th end. And they also managed to hold Canada to single point in end number 7. So they have to try to get another 2 here to tighten the game right up.
I'm looking at a little more resolute since they got that 2. But Canada still in a very, very commanding position as we're running out of ends.
So the corner guard by Sidorova once more. We've seen it all through the game, and there's the statistics. 88.
Both leads have been pretty solid though.
Dawn McEwen hasn't played any takeouts in this game at all, only draw shots.
That's going to sneak past the other red stone and come in nicely.
Definitely. I think that one slides better than that.
And again, ignoring these Canadian stones, they're putting up the other corner guard. They're being more definitive about doing this since the 5th end break. I sense the hand of Roger Schmidt, the national coach, in this more
Jill Officer.
defined approach.
She had a little wobble there, Richard.
She had a speed wobble, yep. Certainly did. Has she made the shot though? She has really. Hitting and rolling. Out of play. Sidorova calling for the same shot again.
Oh, there we go.
Corner guard.
She
Well,
recovered.
The main thing was staying upright in that position. Second important thing was to try and then make the shot. Both achieved. So Alexandra Saitova just putting this guard back where the last one was, or close to it.
The sweeper's just working this one into position. Here's a comparison of the seconds, Saitova and Officer. And Saitova up and Officer. It's probably the only player that's up and opposing.
Good. Clean, you're good. You're good. Try not to get that.
Player.
Good. Chase?
Ага. Шестерку? Да. Да, да.
So changing up the play here a little bit, trying to draw behind on the other side. This one is wide. Well, not a very good shot, I'm afraid. Don't quite know what she was trying to do there. She should have been trying to draw around the corner guard,
That was my first thought, but
she was
throw here.
a long way off target, or else putting the corner guard up again. But I think it was getting too easy for Canada to remove them there. Just wanted to change up the play to something a little bit different. No doubt what Jennifer Jones is going to do with this one. Caitlin Laws being asked to remove it.
Right on yellow. Yeah, right out, Dawn. Go, go, go. Right out. Right out. Right out.
And
Right out. Okay.
You hear Jennifer Jones saying right out. She doesn't want that stone sticking around. The more shots that are lying, the more chance Russia can lock one onto them.
Даже если мы хорошо сделаем, она в любом случае его снимет.
And if that happens, they may get the opportunity to pick up their 2 points that they so badly need here in the 8th end.
Yep, they could do with a couple of shots going their way. The thirds, Fomina and Laws. Laws ahead. No, Fomina. She's been
Много, много, много. Очень много.
consistent too.
Нет. Нет. Прилично зайдет.
This stone
Нет, Аня, он не коснется.
looks plenty of weight. It's going to land up in the back of the house.
And that's just what they don't need. A wayward shot like that.
I think we peel this.
Well, it's just not good enough.
I don't know.
I have all of it, but
No, I know.
is it
Want
Jen?
to come look quick? It's okay.
I was thinking if we peel, I'll just sit too.
Just looking at the angle to hit the red straight onto that yellow, but I don't think.
Yeah, I don't mind peeling it. When I make the double, you're going to have a slash.
Yeah, well, it should roll
What's
over.
that?
That's the problem. But I think we peel it. Just if we could play this.
And roll.
Yeah,
Or just pick it out, I guess.
or pick it out.
Whatever you're.
Do you think that goes?
I think
Depends.
it's going to. It's close to touching it, depending on which side she hits it on.
Okay.
Well, finally opting for the guard removal.
If we make the double, we should have a hit and roll or a slash back.
And I think this is the right decision, just to remove the front stone out of play. They're leading 6-3. They don't need any guards there to get into trouble from.
Plenty for Anna Sidorova to think about. As Caitlin Law's
You can clean
targets.
it. Oh, watch your house. You're good. You can clean it.
So just looking to hit and roll out of play.
Back one.
I thought that was going to be a back one.
Yeah.
I think he's wondering what's going on here. Can Russia get back into this? How do they do it, Mum?
So now, controlled weight. Take-out attempt on these two red stones. Don't know if she's got enough weight to remove them both. We'll see in a minute. No, way short of weight.
It was the right angle too. It's not enough on it.
Well,
There's a gripper mark in front of the house.
I mean, it's not all bad in that the Canadian stones are lying there to be frozen onto, but
You guys like this, or you like just picking the back one?
What are we doing? Just nose it?
Yeah.
it's quite open to Jennifer Jones to remove this yellow stone from play, roller shooter. Out of play as well. Even if she hits it on the nose, it's not so bad. It'll go through the gap between the two. Canada will lie 3.
No, no. No. No! Oh boy.
Well,
Okay.
She was never
Yeah.
happy with that right from the start.
well, there is a chance here for Russia definitely to get their pair. Only one more stone left
They're watching closely.
for Jennifer Jones.
Okay.
Знаешь, фриз мне нравится, но опять же...
The shot is probably to hit that red stone on the left as we're looking at it and roll out to the wing a little bit, trying to make sure there's no double takeout on. Lying first and second shot. That's what to do, but you have to be so accurate. I have a feeling they're having a bit of a look at whether they can pick up more than 2, but I think that'll be a tall order.
2 would just keep them in the hunt. And there's a comparison of the two skips. 83% overall for Jones to 66% Sidorova.
And you can see the real differences in the draw shots, 94% to 38%. Sidorova not drawing effectively in this game at all.
And yet it was the draws in this morning's game that were the difficulty for Canada, how things can change.
Их камни больше нравится, типа приза, да?
And I
Они
think,
как стоят там, типа, на одном уровне?
Параллельно.
Параллельно, да?
I think she's overcomplicating this shot too. Now we're having a timeout.
Important end though, so Roger Smith, the national coach, will head back down to see the girls and give them some advice.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what he has to say, given this situation, because they're looking at some play on the shot lying on the button.
Я понимаю весь риск.
I mean, you could push it back onto the one at the back and roll your shooter over to corner freeze the second Canadian stone, but I don't think you're gaining very much by doing that. Canada just...
Да, я понимаю, что здесь фриз тоже только один вариант.
Фриз не совсем идеальный вариант. Фриз может толкнуть.
Let's see what he's got to say.
Как толкнуть? С какой стороны толкнуть? Знаешь, это все-таки... Даже если он переваливает, и его просто отталкивает, ей тоже будет сложно.
He's got a minute or so to do it in.
Рит, мне не нравится здесь разводить. Единственное, что лед подсел, и по центру я не знаю, как он сядет. Если он подсядет,
I like moving towards the red one a little bit more. I worry about the yellow one if we don't get our angles quite right. By getting close to the yellow gives you a better chance for double. I think you can ice this red side. Yeah. Even if you move it back a little bit, doesn't matter. You've got more room to play there. Stay on the inside. If you move it back, she still doesn't have a double because it's going to jam here. I like the red side better because it keeps us a little bit of separation. That's my thought. Yeah.
Well, that was very, very, very Roger. Here's my thoughts. And the one thing I totally agree with them on, and that's keeping them with separation. That's really important that they keep the two Yellowstones apart, so there's no chance of a double.
около нуля, да. Около нуля, да, вот так вот. Не могу точно сказать ничего, там не такие, только расталкивали.
Ну, поменьше.
So, she's had the instruction, can she carry out the task?
We will soon know.
Сильнее чуть-чуть.
And a significant push at the end there.
Пока сильно.
Вообще нету.
Ты приличный пока по весу получается, Рит.
Нет, пока вообще не попадаем никуда, в дырку идет.
Не свалят, да?
Нет, подваливает, но двойной.
Well, what was that about separation?
Yep. Very gettable for Jennifer Jones. She's not even thinking about it.
No, but maybe she should, because there might just be a chance of it jamming onto the back red stone, that centre yellow. So separation was the word we heard from Roger Schmidt, and that's what we got.
And that's
yes,
the reaction, not surprisingly.
I think she's remembered the word separation as well. So the two can go out here if you hit it just at the right angle. There's a small chance of it locking onto the back red stone, the centre yellow of these two. And that might give Sidorova another chance. She's desperate to get two here to tighten the game up. 6-3 down it is, as far as Russia are concerned. Jennifer Jones having a flyer at this one. Well, great shot from Jones. She misses the back one and lies three.
Yep, and Sidorova probably expected her to make that. That's why she was...
Yeah.
Well, another look at this. It misses, it whizzes past the back one. Here we go. 1-2, 1-2, and it just misses the back one. They could see that angle was going to work for them, and it ends up Canada lying three and Sidorova having to draw against the three counters of Jones and her team.
And remember, her draws haven't been that brilliant.
No.
So
let's see.
This is an
What
important
the
one.
clock says here. The sweepers were onto this shot immediately. Got to get a piece of the red 4-foot circle with this one. Has she got enough weight?
Remember, 3 Canadian counters there.
Oh, I don't think she has. I think she's just short.
I think she is, and that is a bad, bad decision in terms of the weight. Another break for Canada. The stadium was hushed there.
So with that missed draw from Sidorova, instead of getting two, The Russians will lose another point and trail 7 shots to 3 after 8 ends.
Again, that 3-point swing, Richard. And a misdraw. And Russia really up against it now, if they weren't before.
So we can have another look at the last stone here of Sidorova. Important to play a draw to bite the 4-foot circle. The sweepers are onto it immediately. They know it's going to need swept the whole way. It is swept the whole way, and it finishes up an inch short of where it needed to. And the steal of a point to Canada gives Jennifer Jones and her team from Winnipeg a 7-3 advantage here in the 8th end.
There it goes.
And we're underway.
In the 9th end, I beg your
Underway
pardon.
now in the 9th.
Come on.
And really, 7-3 if you're Canadian.
Here, go.
You're going to be feeling very good indeed at this stage. You are almost past the winning post, unless something completely and utterly dramatic happens. Canada will win through. We'll have another bite at Switzerland.
Yeah, that's a point I was just thinking about there. Canada have played Switzerland twice in this event and lost twice. They look highly likely to be the opponents of the Swiss in the final. Will they get their win at the 3rd time of asking? So Don McEwen just throwing this through at 4 shots ahead. They don't really want any stones in play at all now. Russia have the last stone advantage, of course, because they lost the last end, but they're definitely in a chance for a possible 2-shot take in end 8th.
So completely different strategies in this 9th end. Russia needs stones, Russia need points.
Есть, ближе даже есть.
Clean. Clean. I wanted to wait a sec, so. Good. Good recovery.
Jill Officer picking off the guards, 1 by 1.
Be artistic about my shots today.
Мне кажется, сам совсем.
Поближе.
Да.
Saitova
Подсаживается.
just putting the guard back again.
Не-не-не, сам, девчонки.
Есть, да, ближний, похож на ближний. Сюда, в красный.
Newest member of the team, Saitova. She seems to have been around forever. Part of that bronze medal winning team in St. John in Canada last year.
Give it a run or? Sure. 3/4.
3/4. You like it?
3/4 or?
3/4.
Okay.
Go here then.
Yeah. I don't think 3/4 is worth it.
half, but
Yeah. If it was half, I'd say go for it, but yeah.
Yep.
Jill offers his second stone
Clean.
after that guard.
Clean.
Just clean, just clean.
Good. Nice throw, Jill.
Good. There you go.
So once more the guard being cleared off. And Saitova replacing this guard again.
Whoa. Конца надо будет, мне кажется.
The Russians need stones in play.
Спасибо.
Once again, Jones will remove it and run the played stone of Caitlin Laws out of play.
You still need to keep your concentration levels going here, even if you are Canada.
Clean, clean, clean.
Well, it just takes a hit on the nose on one of these, or a hit and roll to block the centre line, and then there's a chance for your opponents, but middle order players in the Canadian team are not looking like making mistakes like that.
Fomina for Russia.
Немного.
Trying to come round behind the guard. This time she's put a lot of handle on this stone. It's spinning its way down the ice.
It is, it's swirling. Look at the curl. It's going to make it past this guard.
Well, it was a bit tight, but worse than that, it was really quite light.
Not going there.
Wanted to get right round and buried in the
Not
house.
really. Do you want to come look, Caitlin? We got time. If you can make it, it's great, obviously. But I don't mind just peeling the one. If you go nut, and then we leave a corner and there's there, it's no good.
No.
So I think we just peel this
Yeah,
side.
I like just the side.
Is that okay? Yep.
So a little bit of discussion as to whether they could
Just the one.
take the two of them away, but not that keen on the angles. So settling for the removal of the nearer shot to the house. And just as important, the shot, the played stone, she will also want to run out of play.
She must be feeling very good about the way things have gone in this game, because it's all been about Canada.
Yeah! Hard! Hard! You're good. Good.
Well, it's executed as instructed. And Fomina, this time she's got to get right round behind that guard and lie in the house. The guard is still there. Have to make use of it. Well, she's certainly going to get past the guard, all right.
She's going to try and
That's a
get
better
past.
shot. Flying quite nicely. Tee high round the guard, well played.
Yep, that could be quite useful for them.
Like a 10? Do I have like a sliver?
That's about it. Yep.
Jones just checking how much can be seen of that stone from where she's going to be throwing.
There is a sliver,
Just-
isn't there?
Well,
Yeah, I'll
yep,
just peel.
but she's going to remove this yellow stone. Peel it off, and that should leave Russia a good chance to make 2 here. Just have to trade hits on the centre Canadian stone after this.
Clean. Yep, yep, yep. Clean.
So just a half stone peel here. Half stone it is. Away they both go. Now it's up to Sidorova to hit that red one, belonging to Canada. Roll as far away, well, a fair distance away from the yellow shot that lies belonging to Russia. On the left as we look at it,
again,
separation,
Richard?
some more separation. Oh, we haven't actually had any separation. That's been half the problem.
This could be the time for it to work for Russia, though.
So just as long as she doesn't leave a double takeout for Jones with her last stone here. That's the important thing with this shot. A controlled weight takeout is what would be best, so that her shooter sticks around in the house.
Sweep! Oh! Sweep! Sweep, sweep! Sweep!
You can see the stone curling towards the centre line there.
Sweep! Roll! Давай, 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 давай!
Well, not bad. Is it good enough to stop Jennifer Jones making the double takeout? We've seen some fantastic double takeouts from 1 or 2 of these teams, including Alina Pats with her last stone against Jones in the morning game today, which led Canada to lose and appear in this semi-final.
It's the case that Jennifer's got nothing really to lose here, and she would just go for it anyway.
Oh, for sure. Just has to be careful not to be a fraction wide, miss the lot, and let Russia pick up 3. Russia have the last stone advantage here. They're lying 2 and in good shape to get to. 7-3 they trail.
Been a big hush in the arena ahead of this shot.
Well, that wasn't the most beautiful slide in creation, but she's looking pretty good. Is she going to make the double? She certainly is.
There we go. That is another game-winning shot from Jennifer Jones. She's delighted. Not as easy as it looked, and appreciated by the crowd.
It's a great shot from Jones. Fantastic play, and it just goes to show, even when they're as far apart as that, it's still not good enough. You have to separate them even more.
And good celebration. She enjoyed that one. That's why you're the skip. You enjoy making those shots, especially when they work.
And now Sidorova is forced to hit this at 4 down. I don't know which is worse, losing last stone and going down the last 3 behind, or hitting and running and 4 behind. I don't think either of them are very agreeable.
Yep. The Russians are a fabulous team, but they haven't quite been there in this one. Last stone of this 9th end. And she does make sure of that one. But and
that's it.
They called it quits. The game is over. It really was all about Canada in that game. Dominant right from the start, and they finished Russia off. They go forward to the gold medal game, and Russia go into the bronze medal game. But a very, very good win for Canada in this semi-final. It finishes Canada 7, Russia 4.
See what we can do tomorrow, guys.
So Jennifer Jones winning her way through to the final of the ZEN-NOH World Women's Curling Championship here in Sapporo. And she will face Switzerland for the 3rd time this week. Will the result be reversed? That's the big question for tomorrow. And
Hi. Hi, everyone. We miss you guys. Try hard. We'll
Anna
try hard tomorrow.
Sidorova and her team will play the bronze medal game against Scotland earlier in the day. So 7-4 it is. And in truth, Canada dominated the game from start to finish. So we can have a look at the second half highlights. And in the sixth end, Canada leading 5-1. Sidorova with a chance to pick up 2 here to tighten the game to 5-3. She will hit, tap out the second one, take the 2 points, and 5-3 it is. In the seventh, Sidorova has forced Jennifer Jones to a single point if she can make this shot. So the in-turn takeout, accurate line required, passes the guard, hits on the nose, and 1 point to Canada. So 6-3 in number 8. Vital draw here from Sidorova required to stay in this game. But as with many of her draws throughout, she is short, and Jennifer Jones steals a point for a 7-3 advantage. In the ninth end, Jones facing 2 stones here. Her last stone of the ninth, an attempted double takeout. It's looking good. It's very good, and she will. Give Russia a single point. 7-4 the score. And Canada go to the final. So there's the playoff format, and it shows the last 2 games remaining. The bottom one in the middle between Scotland and Russia for the bronze medal, and Switzerland will meet Canada for the gold medal game in the afternoon here in the Tsukisamu Gymnasium, Sapporo.
Jennifer, congratulations. How does it feel to get another crack at that gold medal?
Feels amazing. We were not exactly thrilled with how we started the game this morning, so we wanted to come out and play well, and I thought we had a really good game from start to finish, and we'll try to have one more game and see if third time's a charm against Switzerland.
In terms of your performances all week, how would you rate that performance?
It was, you know, I thought it was good. I thought our team played well. We missed a couple of shots that we'd like, but all in all, we're feeling good with the ice, feeling good with the rocks, so we'll see if we can make a few shots tomorrow.
And what would it mean to you to win the gold medal?
Well, there's nothing better than standing on top of that podium and hearing the national anthem being played. So it would mean the world to us, literally, I guess. But you know, we're just going to do our best. We'll leave it all on the ice, and we're pretty proud of the year that we've had and how we plugged away here.
What's going to make the difference this time?
Hopefully not giving up 2 in the first end. And, you know, I just think just making a few more shots. And I had 2 shots for 2 that I missed, and you can't do that in a big game. And so we'll have to take advantage of those opportunities.
Good luck and well done today.
Thank you.
So with Jennifer Jones enjoying her moment once more It's Richard Harding here in Sapporo, wishing you a very good afternoon, wherever you are, or good evening perhaps. And from me and from Alison Walker, goodbye until tomorrow's bronze and gold medal games.
Hi, Isabella, I miss you. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Cameron. Hi, guys. Hi, Isabella, I miss you.